Hello and welcome. This is Matthias 76, and we are back for part 2 of our Revelation cast of characters. This time, we are going into chapter 13 and looking at the two beasts. So continuing with our look at the cast of characters in the book of Revelation in the figurative language that is used, and I know there's more, but I'm just hitting the major players here in these visions, the 7 visions. We're at Revelation 13, the beast from the sea and the beast from the earth. And we left off with Satan, the dragon, pictured here on the right, and he's standing on the shore of the sea. And take care to make the connection. He calls forth, he summons these beasts with the intent of making war on the rest of her offspring. That's how the last chapter ended. He wants to destroy. These beasts exist to make war on you and me and all believers throughout all time. And let me plant an idea about the Antichrist, because there's so much misunderstanding about it. If he wants these to wage war on all of us throughout all time, where would the idea of the Antichrist just coming at the very, very end fit into that? I don't think that that's coherent, that it follows. We'll progress. Revelation 13, 1 and 2, and this is a graphic I've used many times. It's very well done. And I saw a beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads and 10 diadems on its horns and blasphemous names on its heads. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. Its feet were like a bear's, and its mouth was like a lion's mouth. Now, don't let it slip past you. Like the dragon, we've got 7 heads. And like the dragon, we got 10 horns and we've got 10 diadems. And a diadem, there are 2 types of crowns talked about in the scriptures, in the book of Revelation especially, 2 types of crowns. Diadem, a diadem is a crown that claims divine authority, that puts you out there as being God. It is a Persian thing. Revelation 13:2, the second part of the verse, and to it, this beast, the dragon, gave his power and his throne and great authority. In his temptation of Jesus, Satan said, bow down and worship me, and all of this, all the kingdoms of the world, I will give you. The only one who ever said no to that offer was Jesus. Now, through faith, you and I say no, but Jesus said no. This beast that is secular and civil authority and power, and it's not just government, it's industry, it's all the world's power. That power is given it by Satan because the world took its bargain. Yes, give me power, give me authority, give me adulation and praise and wealth, all of those things that I desire. And then later, that dragon in chapter 12 was what color? Was red. In Revelation 17, which we will not cover in this video, it's in the section on the great prostitute of Babylon. The beast there is scarlet. It wants to be like Papa. Same beast, but it's described as being scarlet. It wants to be like its father. But I love this graphic because it shows the halls of power there with the dragon behind it and the beast out doing its bidding. Do you wonder how government can be so evil, wicked, corrupt? How those who hold power can be those same things? That is the answer. It should not be a mystery to us. That beast from the sea is very much like the beasts that Daniel described in Daniel 7. Daniel declared, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heaven were stirring up the what? The great sea. And 4 beasts came up out of the sea, different one from another. The lion was Babylon. The bear was Assyria with 3 ribs in its mouth. The leopard with 4 heads and wings is Egypt. Think Alexander the Great, and then the 4 kingdoms that rose out of that with the Ptolemies and Seleucids, and then the great and mighty beast. And you notice here it shows a wound on the side of its head, a great and mighty beast that represented Rome. And on that note, one of its heads seemed to have a mortal wound, but its mortal wound was healed, and the whole earth marveled as they followed the beast. There is a key concept that I have come to see here. This is the Rome that didn't die. You were taught in error, I was taught in error, that the Roman Empire ceased to exist. That is not true. The Roman Empire exists today. We have here on the screen, and I did a video on this, we have here on the screen 3 flags in this little montage. We've got on the left the flag of the Vatican, which is a city-state. It is its own entity politically as a country. It is a city-state. There are 3 of them in the world. The bottom right is the city of London, which is not what you think it is. London is a great big town. The city of London is a city-state. It is where all of the world's banking is headquartered. It is where the Rothschilds are with their banking. And it is a city-state. Hard to find information on it, but you can. I have. And then there is Washington, D.C., that since 1878 or 1872, 1878, has been its own city-state. It is not legally part of the United States. Now you know something that very few people do. They're all the Rome that did not die. Here is a Roman temple. There is the Vatican. There is the Guild Hall, the headquarters of the city of London, and there is the United States Capitol. Do you see the similarities, the architectural similarities? This is the Rome that did not die. And that city of London, interestingly, the city of London where Guildhall is, the exact boundaries of it are the very boundaries of the fortified part of London that was Rome when Rome conquered the southern portion of Great Britain. You can't make this stuff up. It is the Rome that never died, and it answers all kinds of questions about the mortal wound that was healed, and everybody was amazed, and everyone was in awe of this power that was held. And the whole earth marveled as they followed the beast, depicted a little differently here, and they worshiped the dragon, for he had given his authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast, and who can fight against it? It is difficult to find an epoch of history in which either the Vatican, which ran the Holy Roman Empire throughout all of Europe, London, which had its empire upon which the sun never set, and now these United States, where one of the 3 wasn't the preeminent power in all the globe. It is the Rome that didn't die, that mighty and fearsome beast that crushes to powder everything that opposes it. And they worship the beast. We worship power. We worship might. We do. Watch YouTube. See what the majority of the videos out there are. Here's the video on that, the thumbnail for it. The dragon calls forth the beast from the sea, and with all these things, there's so much more that I could say, and I do, in these videos that I'm giving reference to and putting the link down below. And the beast was given a mouth. This is a thumbnail for a video. And the beast was given a mouth uttering haughty and blasphemous words. Whole video on this because it is so important. It claims divine power for itself, and that is why, and I zoomed in on that fearsome and terrible beast, it has diadems on those horns that represent different rulers in different times. And we can understand all of this if we look at something that many of you are familiar with, this wonderful guy. He's just a peach. It just had to be so much fun to be around. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, because when you've got a face that beautiful, you need 4 names. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, who came up with the Hegelian dialectic. It is what rules your world today. It is how they lead you by the nose with COVID-19, with the war in Ukraine, with every single thing you can imagine. The Hegelian dialectic, the synthetic solution to these conflicts. Hegel said, you come up with a conflict and you already know where you want to take them. They wanted us to take a vaccine. So they came up with this conflict, this tension with this disease. And then they already knew what the solution was and where they were taking you. And where did it end up? Exactly to the synthetic solution that they had provided. The synthetic solution to these conflicts can't be introduced unless those being manipulated take a side that will advance the predetermined agenda. The world is run today by this guy's thinking. He was an evil genius. And he said this about government. The march of God in history is the cause of the existence of the states. Their foundation is the power of reason. Realizing itself as will, the state, get this, the state is the absolute reality, and the individual himself has objective existence, truth, and morality only in his capacity as a member of the state. And if you were speaking with this German ray of sunshine and asked him, does that mean that the state is God? He would have said, absolutely, you got it. Give that kid a gold star on his paper to pin on his refrigerator. That is why, throughout history, the state has acted as though it is God, as though it believes it can do what it wants without consequence, and that everyone is subject to it, and you only have meaning and value if you are subjected to the state as part of the collective, obeying and doing the will and falling in line with the greater good. So the beast was given a mouth uttering haughty and blasphemous words, usurping God's position, because the beast serves whom? The beast serves Satan. 7 heads, 10 horns, all that stuff. Who is he trying to usurp and displace? God Almighty. Now we move on to the beast from the earth. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. I didn't talk with the beast from the sea. The sea represents chaos. And it still does today. You don't think the sea represents chaos? Then at the time of this recording, Ian just hit Fort Myers, wiped Sanibel Island out, that beautiful place down there. If you don't think the sea represents chaos, then just go watch some video. The sea has always represented chaos, and in the mind of the people of antiquity, it represented opposition to God. God is about order. The ocean is about chaos. That's why it says that in heaven, there will be no more sea. And it pictures it as a glassy sea. Ocean, sea, chaos, earth. Hey, it's terra firma. It's known. It's supposed to be reliable and trustworthy. And that is where this beast comes from. And don't forget that they're called beasts. Don't miss it. Beasts are dangerous. Beasts do terrible things. My dog is a dog. He's not a beast. If he were a beast, he wouldn't be living in my house. Beasts are dangerous. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. And it had 2 horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. It looks like a lamb. The word lamb is used 30 times in the book of Revelation. 29 times it is Christ. It is Jesus. No other title is used of Jesus in the book of Revelation, even approaching that number. Who does this one want to look like? Who is he pretending to be? He looks like a lamb, but he speaks like a dragon, like Satan. In the book of Revelation, the term Antichrist is not used. Blows a lot of people's minds when they hear that, and they go do a search and they say, whoa, wow, it doesn't appear. Antichrist doesn't appear. That appears in John's epistles, 1st, 2nd, 3rd epistles. Antichrist doesn't appear here. The Antichrist here is called the beast from the earth. Anti means in place of, not just in opposition to, it's that as well, but in place of, seeking to displace. We've already talked about that. Who is he seeking to displace? He wants to displace Christ. And so he tries to look like him. He tries to act like him. But when he speaks like a dragon. He's lying. It's deception. It's death. It's damnation. It exercises all the authority of the first beast and its presence, and makes the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose mortal wound was healed. The Rome that never died. It's there again. Do you think it matters if it keeps getting repeated? It's going to come back in Revelation 17 as well, stated differently. But it exercises all of its authority, and it says in its presence. And in the video on this section, I made it clear and did a little bit of Greek study to show that it's really on its behalf. On its behalf. The Antichrist, which also in the book of Revelation, I neglected to say, is referred to as the false prophet. It's most frequently referred to as the false prophet. Paul calls it in 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, the man of lawlessness, the man of sin. Antichrist, all the same thing. All the same thing. It is operating in service to the first beast. It wants everyone to obey the first beast. Why? Because the first beast is emulating the dragon. And how does it do that? Well, this is the Antichrist in our world right now. It just is. When you look at what he says, and it's the office, not this particular man, it is the office of the Antichrist, and it has been around for quite some time. It makes boastful claims. Repeatedly, popes have declared that they are God on earth, that you can, and it is Catholic doctrine, that you can only be forgiven through faith in the Roman Catholic Church under the auspices of the Pope. And the Catholic Church officially in the Council of Trent 3 different times damns to hell for all eternity those who believe that they are saved by grace alone, through faith alone, in Jesus Christ alone. If that isn't looking like a lamb and speaking like a dragon, I don't know what is. Okay. I've understood that for a long time. I've always had a hard time figuring out how it says. I know during the time of the Holy Roman Empire, the Pope had supreme power, but not anymore, not since the Reformation. How does he exercise that power? And then through study, I came to understand these guys, the Jesuit order that was formed to do what? To stomp out the Reformation, that teaching of salvation alone through Christ alone and by grace alone. And so I did a video, and the Jesuits are, and I encourage you, do research, dig. You probably need to go to my website to find the references, because stuff about the Jesuits gets scrubbed, and I saved it so that I could put it out where you could find it, teaching about who the Jesuits really are. They are the ultimate secret society. Forget the Masons, forget the Council on Foreign Relations, forget the Illuminati. They are puppets compared under the control of the Jesuit order, the Society of Jesus, so-called, founded by Francis de Loyola. And so I did a video, Beware the Jesuits. We need to understand who they are. They control the governments of the world. Case in point, Anthony Fauci, he's a Jesuit. Bill Gates, he's a Jesuit. Donald Trump, he went to Fordham Jesuit university. They are the ultimate power in the world, and they will do anything in service to their master. They will pretend to fight vehemently on the other side while serving their master, the Pope. So the beast from the earth, the Antichrist, the man of lawlessness and perdition, it is the Pope. He is the beast from the earth. Now, the next video I did was called Making Fire Come Down from Heaven to Earth, and is talking about the miraculous workings that the beast from the earth performs. It performs great signs, verse 13, even making fire come down from heaven to earth in front of people. Now, the papacy has a long history of false miracles, etc., but it is going to a new level. And if any of the videos you're going to watch out of all of these, watch this one, because there's so much information here tied in with aliens. They're not aliens. Tied in with the disclosure that is going on, more and more full disclosure on what the governments of the world have always known about aliens, and what they're going to disclose won't be the complete and entire truth, because it comes from the beast. And you know what the beast is? He's a liar, because he serves Satan. But the Vatican is, and the Jesuits are dedicated to finding and making connection with that life coming through a portal, whatever it might be. That's why they have observatories out in New Mexico, one of which is they call the big telescope Lucifer. You can't make this stuff up. Could it be that an alien savior is going to come to solve all the world's crises and problems that just seem to be escalating one after the other, like a flood of destruction that just seems to be taking over the world? I think that a valid possibility. We need to be open to it as where these things may be leading. So there's a video on that with calling fire down from heaven. And then we get to the number of the beast. Since we're talking about the beast, we need to cover this. The number of the beast, and this is the thumbnail for the video, link in description. The number of the beast is not what people think it is. It's not. It's not Ozzy Osbourne and death metal music and all of that. 6 is the number of a man. 6 is the number of the man, and in the man trying to be all that he can be and taking over creation for himself. Does it sound like Satan? Does it sound like the garden? Taking over creation for himself. He will take control over the genome, artificial intelligence, transhumanism. And isn't the theming and all the entertainment and all the news, all these things constantly advancing toward that, just like the theming about aliens being potential saviors for us, as all the experts speak breathlessly along those lines. The mark of the beast, it's not something that can happen to you without you knowing it. You will have to willingly go along with it. It is a spiritual decision. But once you choose to enter the transhuman arena and alter what God created in you and take it and make it something else, or be uploaded into something, then that is the ultimate rejection of your God, your creator, and you taking the reins from him to take rule of your own existence, which will really be complete and total subjugation to the beast and the dragon whom the beast serves. So we've got uploading all of this stuff. The digital reality is where things are going. So we're going to stop there. I just wanted to do these videos that cover what these different pictures represent, what they are about. And remember, don't let any of this overwhelm you. Don't be overwhelmed. Be over-prepared. think about it, pray about it, spend time in the Word for yourself. Watch the videos that I have listed here. This is important stuff. Thank you for watching. Pray that this teaching, this series on Revelation is a blessing to you, and I invite you, go down below, smash that thumbs up button. That's how you can let other people know that this video is worth watching. Also, pray for us. Pray for what we do, the ministry we are seeking to carry out here. Invite you, if you have not yet, to subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're made aware when we put out a new video. Share this video with someone else. You've got friends who want to know about this very topic. Put this on your social media feed, email it to a friend. And finally, drop by to our resource center at decodingthedeception.com. Go to our Revelation page, check out all the information we have there for you. This is Matthias 76. Together, we are decoding the deception. God bless and have a great day.